where there's an urge to socialize the virus. And this is where it comes in, where I don't think it's behaving like a virus. And I invite anybody to come on and join me if you're a biologist, or you have information you can share on my platform. But there's a real urge to socialize this virus. And I started noticing, like in early January, how there was this trend in my feed of people, UPS workers licking boxes and leaving them on people's doorsteps. And I started posting these articles in my feed, and people getting arrested in grocery stores for opening ice cream containers and licking them and putting them back into the on the shelves in the freezers. And ironically, this same sort of behavior was also going on in China, but they were censoring a lot of this from getting out over here into the States, because I think that they were originally trying to contain the spread. There seems to be like a sentient, hive-minded element to this bioweapon, and I'm calling it a bioweapon because I really don't think it's a virus at all. I think the original narrative that the WHO put out was false, and they lied to us about many things. But the only reason why I say that is because it lives in feces, and this has been published. These are published findings, and I've published these articles to Social Media News Network, and I'll also put them in the comments. But I think we need to know more. I think there needs to be more research done. It lives on surfaces. It's mutating fast. It's ferocious. It's mutating regions and ethnicities before it even reaches its next target. So where it spreads, it's killing. They say it's not killing people with strong immune systems. I disagree. I don't think it's any irrespective person. There's been reports of, healthy young males dying with no pre-existing medical conditions. They've also, there's been published findings that there is 8 different strands of the COVID-19. So that being said, I think that this is just another level of them micromanaging us and locking us down, really, sort of eliminating our free will. They've already, pretty much locked us down online. Most of us, including myself and a lot of my friends, are shadow banned online from getting our message out there and getting the truth heard. They've really sort of compartmentalized everything. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio from Laz, who is an activist that I've known for probably about 8 or 9 years, and he's been a member in the Social Media News Network in Porthole to Justice, and he studies he follows the money and studies, he files FOIAs and gets court documents. But I'm going to go ahead and play this. So it gives us another, there's many components to this, but this gives us another perspective.
Next to him is Bill Gates Sr. Bill Gates Sr. is right there right there where my finger's moving. And then you got George Soros right here by my index finger. So that is George Soros right there. So this is who Anthony Fauci, which hangs out with our 45th president, hangs out with. Even with Deborah Brex, Briex. So I don't want to get any confusion of who is who pertaining to this. And I'm going to say thank you to the Patriot Soapbox that actually brought this information out. Obviously, you'll see George Soros, and for those, I'll probably put it the other way around. George Soros' name and all that. So I want to give Patriot Surfbox definitely credit for this material that allow me to go back and do a lot of the research. So I want to be as accurate as possible and who's going to get credit for this. Also, Patrick Holy from Twitter. This gentleman right here did an amazing job in exposing who is behind the forced vaccination. The digital chip is also known the RFID and the coronavirus. This is awesome. There's a lot of people. Mike Bravo, also another gentleman that we have to thank too. Mike Bravo's right there in there, also exposing all this. If not, I'll put it upside down. So Mike Bravo can also get credit for putting that together. There's a lot of people working together, networking, researchers coming together to inform and educate our patriots, our brothers and sisters around the world. Now, I'm gonna put this to the side. So why is this corporation so huge? Why is that corporation so huge? So if anybody knows George Soros and Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation, you'll understand what I'm talking about when I say on April 4, 2008, they through the Security and Exchange Commission. Remember what I said? Security and Exchange Commission. WooX App Tech went ahead and filed through the Security and Exchange Commission under Cayman Islands. What's so beautiful about that? That this company was merged into several corporations. First, it was XUWI, and then merged with Pharmatech. So now we know it as XUWUXI, Pharmatech. Now, where is that corporation from? Wuhan, China. And I'm going to give it to you right now what location in Wuhan, China this is actually located. This is located, let me get to this. In Wuhan Tech, or WuX Tech, WUXI App Tech from Wuhan. What they do there is multiple stuff, but small molecule drug discovery and research services. They're located at 666 Geoxin Road, and Geoxin is GAOXIN Road, East Lake. High-Tech Development Zone, Wuhan 430075, China. And their phone number is 8627-6539-0001. That is them right there. Now, why am I saying that to be specific in regards to small molecules? And so I'm going to put this to the side now regarding them. And to be more specific, how far this corporation goes into Asia, the United States, Europe, and the Middle East. Why is this so important? Because remember what I told you about James Cahoon on January 20, 2020, the chemistry, Cahoon Group Chemistry. This is right there. That's his name highlighted, James Cahoon. For those that don't see it and can't see it, I'm going to turn it upside down just in case. Because I know a lot of people talk about who is who, and if they can't see the information, these are them. So these are the groups that are tied to the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. Now, let me see if I need more information, because all these names are going to come into play, and they're going to come to play for us for a sole reason. So now that we know that WUXI Farm Tech merged with Pharmatech, WXI merged with Pharmatech, and went through the United States and Security and Exchange Commission when it entered into Wall Street, called the New York Stock Exchange, for those out there. And the number in which and now here comes George Soros, because George Soros buys into it. Now, Soros, because if you look at George Soros' financial interest, well, when he decided to apply, it was under OMB approval. OMB approval number is 3235-006. Expiration date August 31st, 2012. But this is going to be really interesting. And then it says United States Security and Exchange Commission, Washington, D.C., 20549, and the Form 13F. For those that are familiar with Form 13F, you know that you got to register a corporation. So now that we got that out of the way, so now here comes everything. So lads, what are you trying to get it? What are you trying to get to? Well, if you understand who WXI Pharmatech is from Cayman, because they registered through Cayman or the Cayman Islands, you understand that also what they do in the Cayman Islands? A lot of the casinos go over there, so to avoid taxes. Now, to the Bundy family, you know a company called Barrick Gold Inc. To those out there in the Patriot movement, from all the way from Nevada that stood up with the Bundys, all the way up to the Malheur Wildlife Refuge, tied to Uranium One, Barrick Gold Inc. Well, we know George Soros is tied with Barrick Gold Inc. This is through his financial investments. Also a corporation to the Bundy family, to the Bundy Patriots, to the Hammonds, and to the Hammond Patriots that were unlawfully arrested with the Bundys. You know a corporation by the name of Greenberg. Also another corporation controlled by George Soros. Why is Greenberg and Barrick Gold Inc. one have in common? The Russian collusion, selling highly rich uranium to Russia. So let me say that, to Russia. So that's right. George Soros does have direct campaign contributions with Barrick Gold Inc. and Greenberg and Uranium One. This is no secret. So now for those that are still listening, so why Lazaro is going from there to WXI Pharmatech? Because not that George Soros just owns and controls those corporations, but let me tell you what he does own and control within the United States of America. And he has financial investments. This is why he has investments with Bill Gates Foundation, Mother Zuckerberg, Ted Turner. What are the three major things? The coronavirus, the fourth vaccination, and the digital chip, which is the RFID chip. Now bear with me. The pharmaceutical companies and medical industries in which George Soros is tied to. United Health Group Incorporated. So those that have insurance through your employer or independent, United Health Group Incorporated is tied to George Soros. What other corporation? Pharmerica. That's PHARMERICA Corporation. Pharmerica Corporation is tied to Merck Corporation and Kender Health Inc. Kender Health Inc. and Merck. That's those who are directly tied, not just with Pharmerc, but with WUXIPHA with Pharmatech. WUXI Pharmatech, Cayman Island. Who else is George Soros directly and indirectly affiliated with? Alere, ALERE. Also with Bax International. What is Bax International? What did Bax International do in 2009, 2010? Didn't they release a virus intentionally? Weren't there sanctions for Baxter?
I'm going to pause this for just a moment because I want to read an article that was published in Bloomberg.com about hundreds of U.S. workers have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus. There has been a lot of articles posted in social media news network since March. China was shipping out infected meats to countries such as Africa and all over the world. And I believe that they were planning to do this because they had been sending out infected meats to Australia and Africa and to America, where a lot of meats were being confiscated for having swine flu and SARS and things of that nature, different bacterias. this had been going on